It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Thursday, September 28th edition. This is the last show with me for a few days.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Nikki's going to be filling in the next couple of days while I go on vacation. I am going to Pensacola Beach, Florida. And I don't want to, bore people too much with vacation details because, first of all, there's not a lot of details. We're going. We have nothing planned. We're just going to be there, just beach it, and have a good time. But I am curious about this. Here's one thing that's been on my mind: is we're going to a very it's Pensacola Beach. It's right on the beach. The only reason you'd be there is if you're on vacation. I'm curious what the crowd will be like. Who will be the other people there? How crowded will it be? Will my wife and I be the youngest people in town at all the restaurants and stuff we go to?
Good question. Let me find out for you.
Yeah. Because, I'm sure that during spring break or whatever, summertime, there'd probably be, a lot of college people or a bunch of families with kids during the summer. But now it's school time. The only people vacationing there are probably like people that have summer homes there or something, or I guess winter homes. I mean, I feel like we might be a little out of place.
It says the median age is 36 and a half years in Pensacola.
I just don't know.
I'm also looking at the safest and most dangerous places in Pensacola.
Oh, yeah.
Because their crime rate on crimegrade.org graded out as an F.
I'm glad
you are in danger.
Yeah. Well, we'll be in Pensacola Beach, not in Pensacola proper, if that makes a difference. It's surprising, too, because they have a military base there and stuff.
Yeah. I can't be sure if I can trust this.
Yeah.
This whole graded out.
I'm not going to be afraid.
I hope you get mugged.
If I do, how bad will you feel?
I'll feel terrible.
Yeah.
If you get beaten up now.
So
you think the beach? See, I think too. You and your wife are there.
Mm-hmm.
You guys gonna just beach it the whole weekend?
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. We do not have anything planned. But we get there Friday afternoon. I think Friday afternoon we just probably will chill out for a little bit. Get some dinner out, whatever. Maybe go to the beach. They also have a pool and the beach. I think Saturday will be all beach.
I
think that will be the majority of the day will be beach. And then Sunday maybe partly beach, partly football. Because we're not going to not watch football while we're on vacation.
You can go somewhere to watch it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Big game between the Patriots and the Cowboys.
Because you're at a hotel, right?
Yeah.
So you're not watching in the hotel room.
No, I don't think so. We'll probably go out and plant ourselves at one of the restaurants there that has the games on and just chill out for a while. Get a bunch of wings or something. And then Monday we come back. So it's not that long of a trip, actually. It feels long.
It's a perfect length.
It's 4 days, but it's really only 2.5 days of vacationing. And I think that's going to get eaten up real quick.
Wait, are you guys flying out tonight? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, you fly out tomorrow morning.
But we get an hour back because it's Central Time. Yeah. And so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Friday is going to look like. I picture Saturday being all beach all the time. And then Sunday.
Friday will be a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But the whole flying thing, you'll feel weird after flying.
Yeah.
Get in there. It looks like a beautiful weekend in Pensacola.
Yeah, the temperatures look nice.
90 degrees.
Temperatures for the air and the water look great.
No rain either.
I saw that there's how they have the flag warnings for the beach?
The flag warnings?
Yeah, if it's the red one with the thing, that means red means don't go in the water. There's the hurricane flag. But then there's normally it's a green flag where you're good to go. But there's also a purple flag where it means you're good to go. You can still go in, but there might be dangerous animals in the water. In the last few days, it's had the purple flag there, which could mean jellyfish, or it could mean some kind of fish that could be
like a shark.
It could be sharks. I don't know. It's the Gulf. Is there sharks in that area?
Of course there is.
Probably. So I don't know.
Sharks everywhere, man.
It's not going to scare me out of going in the water. They still say it's safe or whatever. I believe there's still lifeguards and everything. So I'm willing to take my chances, but I'm curious what that means, if there is jellyfish or what it means.
Well, let me give you. Are you up with the things to do in Pensacola? Like the history of Pensacola. I assume you know Pensacola, America's first settlement.
Really?
Founded in 1559.
I didn't know that.
Over 460 years of history and heritage to explore.
Wow. I don't think
That's what they say at Pensacola.com.
I doubt I'll be doing any of that.
Amusement parks, outdoors, downtown, family fun, arts and culture, sports, shopping, the Blue Angels.
Yeah.
The U.S. Navy flight demonstration.
I've seen the Blue
every
Angels. But not in Pensacola, obviously. I've seen them. And maybe it was the circumstances, but I mean, it was cool, but I also hated it. So, sorry if that's an interest of yours, but it's not the Angels' fault. It was just the circumstances surrounding seeing them.
So
Did not make it feel worthwhile.
So are you doing any sort of like going around and seeing the sights? Probably, or are you just relaxation?
Probably not. We're going to see what comes, what may. See how we feel. Maybe we'll get there. We'll be like, well, we've got it. I'm tired of sitting around at the beach or whatever. And we hit these restaurants that we care about, or, like it's time to go out and do something. But I find that hard to believe. I think we're just going to. Yeah,
you're not there for long enough to get bored of the beach, I don't think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And the weather won't be bad enough to scare us away from the beach to make it where we have to, if we don't do anything, we have to sit in the hotel. So I think we probably just may not leave a very big square mile radius. We may not leave walking distance of the hotel.
What's the most likely thing that your wife could make you upset about?
That's a good question. What a great question.
What's the most likely fight to happen? She doesn't want to go to the beach. You do.
Probably the way I am is, I don't even know. Because I was going to say, like, what if I'm up and at 'em and ready to go? Because I'm usually more of an early riser than her. And it doesn't take me as long to get ready. She feels like she's
wasting the day away.
Yeah. And I'm like, come on, it's our vacation. Let's get out to the beach. But I don't think I'm going to be that way this time. Because we have nothing planned. So it's not like, oh, you're eating into our time doing this. Because she won't be. So I think by not having a plan, we plan things out so well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is very out of character for me.
So at least in that way.
I've spent a lot of time not planning, though.
Yeah.
Just looking up everything and not setting anything in stone.
Well, I was looking at things to possibly do, and nothing was like popping off the page.
There's nothing in or around Pensacola. It's like, well, you can't go and not do this.
And not do this, yeah.
So I think just being beach bums and being a little touristy, that's just going to be what we do.
But when you come back, if you guys have a fight, that would make for great radio.
Yeah, I'll let you know. That would probably be the most interesting thing that would happen on the trip for sure.
Well, a relaxing weekend, it sounds like. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fun.
And we've got a good podcast coming up for you, talking about if it's a good move to let your child, if your mom lets you have a fun day off from school every month, is that good or bad? We get to that. We also talk about the Golden Bachelor, password sharing, and a whole lot more. And then stick around the next couple days to hear Nikki on the show. Welcome her back. Yep. Isaiah, enjoy your time without me. It's a vacation for you too, isn't it?
Oh, it is. We'll see you soon.
We'll catch you next time.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
You ever experienced this? The closer you are to a toilet, the more you have to pee.
Everyone's experienced this.
Are you sure everyone's experienced it?
Yeah, like when you're like running, like let's say you really have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then as you're like opening the door, that's when you're like at your most likely going to pee yourself, or as you're trying to unbutton your pants.
The belt comes off and a little bit dribbles out perhaps.
Like you're ready at that point. Like you think it's time to go, but you just can't quite get your button undone. And then that's when you're like dancing
while you do it, which is actually making it more difficult.
You're in the most pain.
Okay, so that's a universal experience.
I think so, yes. I don't think that would be argued by many.
Yeah. Okay. I have here that it's a scientific phenomenon. There's an explanation. I thought it was just, I don't know. I always called
happenstance.
I just didn't. I thought it was just kind of all in your head, which it basically that it kind of is. Experts here, scientists call it latchkey incontinence. I always called it toilet magnetism.
Ooh, that's a much better name.
Incontinence, there's no
one even knows what that means.
It's never a good connotation that comes around with latchkey incontinence. But the explanation is, obviously, once you after you're potty trained, as you become an adult, your brain controls when you go to the bathroom. It's all up to your mind. But the explanation for toilet magnetism, latchkey incontinence, the closer you are to a toilet, the more you have to pee. The explanation is that your brain, like, it senses that you kind of have to pee, right? And then your brain subconsciously knows where it's okay to go pee. And so when it's getting closer and closer to the bathroom, your brain is more and more comfortable saying, okay, we can do it. And that's what it is. It's subconsciously in your mind, making your bladder think this is okay.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go, even though it's not yet until the pants are undone.
Which makes sense because, like, if you're really far away from the toilet, like you just know you have to hold it.
Yeah, and you can feel it, but it's not the same.
But if you don't, like, if you have nowhere to go, you just know that yet again you have to hold it. So it's not going to be that, like, really searing pain.
Yeah,
it's going to be like, oh, I'm really full, I got to go. Whereas once you get to the bathroom door, that is a knife in the bladder.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy because if you think about it, how often are you, like, dancing and itching and squirming because you have to go to the bathroom when you're just sitting at your desk or
never
in the car or something?
Exactly.
Very rare.
When was the last time you almost peed yourself? You have one of those stories?
I don't know.
I have one.
You do?
Shocker.
From a recent?
Yeah, it happened probably about a year ago. And this is how it's terrifying it was, because that's how you know that you actually almost peed yourself when you remember the day.
Yeah.
And I was on a boat.
It was June 12th.
I was on a boat at somebody else's lake house. First time I'm meeting these people. And I was there with a friend. And so I got on this boat not thinking before that I should go to the bathroom before we get on the boat. Because I'm fully dressed in normal clothes. We're not, like, boating. It's nighttime. We're just kind of, like, driving the boat around at night. And we get far away and I realize I have to pee. And this wasn't like I kind of have to pee. It was I got to go. And my brain...
Well, you're surrounded by water.
My brain was like, you can go pee.
Yeah.
Just go off the side of the boat. But I was not on that level with the captain.
Yeah.
I only knew one person on the boat. I had just met everybody else. And I was nearly in tears. I had to go so bad.
Yeah.
And just it wasn't like it was a smooth ride either. It was every, like, smack of the boat. There's water flying everywhere. I finally get back to the house. And I legitimately thought I was going to pee myself on the boat, which would have been a very embarrassing place to pee myself.
Well, you could have just
boat.
said, oh, it was a splash. I got splashed.
Big wave. It was a big wave.
You guys didn't get that?
They just see me just jump off fully clothed. Yeah. I'm like, I had to.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
There's a big recall out there for a bunch of Hyundais and Kias. If you're driving a Hyundai or Kia right now, pull over, get out, leave it there on the side of the road. Because apparently, and this is crazy too, the recall, nothing to do with them being stolen, because that was such a thing for a long time. The recall is because your car could burst into flames at any moment.
That's scary.
Pretty frightening. The Hyundai and Kia are recalling 3.4 million vehicles. It looks like it revolves around the Hyundai Santa Fe from 2010 to 2019 and the Kia Sorento from 2010 to 2019. Evidently, the anti-lock brake control module can leak fluid, which causes an electrical short, which can touch off a fire while the vehicles are parked or while they're being driven. And so they're recalling all of these 3.4 million vehicles at the hope of fixing them. I always think this is crazy how some of these vehicles are 15 years old now at this point. And they just figured this out now. Does that mean that it hardly ever happens?
Of course it hardly ever happens. Don't you think if cars were exploding all the time, we would hear about it?
I guess we were hearing about it now. How many cars had to burst into flames before they set off this recall for 3.4 million of them?
A handful. I can only imagine.
I guess.
See, now, what's
it's
wild?
Right here. Hyundai reported 21 fires and 22 thermal incidents. Whatever that means.
That's like 1.5 a year.
Yeah. So your odds are pretty good, actually. If you just want to keep driving,
You're fine.
You're literally playing with fire, but you can do it if you want.
The company said, now it's wild because usually things like this don't make sense to me,
Yeah.
but this makes sense.
What do you mean it makes sense?
The company said an O-ring, we all know what an O-ring is,
Yeah.
in the anti-lock brake motor shaft can lose sealing strength over time due to the presence of moisture, dirt, and dissolved metals in the brake fluid, causing leaks, which causes the fire.
That does make sense.
Not a car aficionado, can figure
You're not
that
a
out.
gearhead.
I feel like they should have figured this out a long time ago because that seems pretty simple.
It's a simple fix, which means that hopefully you just take it to a dealership or whatever.
Get a new
mechanic.
O-ring on that thing.
Yeah, which we all know how to do. Just DIY it.
You just take it off and put on the new one.
Yeah, the anti-lock brakes. You just get an O-ring. But I guess that makes sense of why this wouldn't be an issue till now, because it takes a long time for that O-ring to wear out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Just
This
like
one,
that.
Open and shut case. Open and shut case. So I don't want to give you any anxiety if you are a Hyundai or Kia owner, because it sounds like the chances are small that your car would burst into flames, but there is a chance.
Yeah, there's a list of pretty much every model, it looks like. The Borrego, the Cadenza, the Forte Coupe, the Forte Coupe Sportage, the K900, the Optima Hybrid, the Rio, the Sorento, and the Rondo of the Kia. Then we've also got, of the Hyundai, the Elantra, the Genesis Coupe, the Sonata, the Accent, the Azera. This is terrible radio.
Yeah.
The Elantra Coupe, the Santa Fe, the Veracruz, the Tucson.
The Veracruz?
Is that what you drive?
No. Somebody out there,
The
though.
Santa Fe Sport, the Tucson Fuel Cell,
These are some wild names, too.
the Ecus.
They have a car called the Veloster.
That just sounds dangerous. Sounds like a
wonder.
T-Rex.
Yeah, no wonder it could burst into flames.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's one of yours. You have like a 0.3% chance of your car exploding.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
I want you to tell me you think this is a good mom or a bad mom. This lady on TikTok, she's from New Jersey. She's causing a debate because she says she allows her daughter to choose one day per month to take off from school for no good reason. Well, I guess is it a good reason? It's up to you. It's not because she's sick. She gets a free day off per month just for whatever reason the little girl wants.
So just for fun.
Just a fun day. Yeah. Is that
Interesting.
Is that a good mom move or
No.
a bad mom move?
I don't think it's a great mom move
Why do you say that?
because I don't think that the daughter
Yeah.
should be, she's 6 years old. I guess she is young.
She's pretty young.
But
And-
what is she going to school for? 3 hours? I mean, come on.
And what's she learning? Colors?
School at that
Yeah.
age should be fun.
I agree with that.
That's the whole thing. Is I think that this is teaching at an early time that school is not fun. You have to skip school to have fun.
So, that's,
She's gonna look forward to this day more than any school day.
That's kind
So
of
I think that's it's bad.
kind of a galaxy brain take a little bit.
Isn't that smart?
Yeah.
Because I always thought of school as fun, but that's because I never missed school.
Yeah.
I never just got a fun day where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this Friday I'm staying at home. I
Yeah.
never missed school.
That's because your house sucked. No.
That's because my house wasn't fun.
Yeah. But no, I like that take, actually. I do like, though, I think this is nice. The mom, like when the daughter gets the fun day per month, the mom says that it's like a bonding time for them. So like the mom's home with her and they'll spend the day playing together, drinking bubble tea, eating cotton candy, going to the mall or something like that. Like they'll do stuff together. So it's a good mom and daughter time. Some parents, they just let the kids be. This is the chance. Maybe the mom's doing this because she's having fun. It sounds like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that this is. I mean, I get what she's going for here. The whole bonding thing. I feel like you could do that at any time if you really wanted to. Yeah. You could do that after school. You know, when I was this age, after school, I used to get a donut. And that was my bonding time.
Yeah.
I would go with my mom to what was called, I believe, the Whistle Stop. I remember it to this day. And we would get a donut.
Yeah.
And that was what was exciting about my school day. I got to do school all day, and my reward was the donut. So maybe instead of doing this during the school day, after the school day, since you did such a good job at school, now you get to have the fun bubble tea or whatever it is. Dang, isn't that wild that now it's a bubble tea?
Yeah.
Back when I was in school, it was like, man, I got a Boston cream. Now we're talking.
Yeah. But it's a different world. So do you think, okay, so the daughter's 6, you think there is an age where like if the mom started at like 12 or something, middle school maybe, when school possibly becomes less fun and you need like a pick-me-up day every once in a while?
I would say not like, one, you can't do it once a month. That's way too often.
It's too much?
I don't even get one day off a month from work.
I know. I wish we did. I think about how much happier we'd be.
If we got one day off.
If we got a fun day per month.
Well, that's because everybody knows that this isn't fun, okay? Everybody knows that work isn't fun.
So
but
yeah,
we're supposed to be tricked into thinking school is fun. I think you could do this like once a season. You get like a fall fun day, a winter fun day, the spring fun day. That should be it. If you're going to do the whole fun day thing. But most kids just go every day and then fake be sick. Like, why don't you just fake be sick like the normal kids?
Yeah, right.
And then once your parents go to work, then you're like, okay, I can do whatever I want now.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. This is a really exciting moment for us. It's someone we've had on the show before, but this is the first time bringing her in studio. We have relationship expert, relationship coach, Sheena, in the building with us. Sheena, it's good to meet you in the flesh.
Hi, guys. This is so exciting to actually be here again. I've been listening since I was 13, so wow, it's amazing to be sitting here with you.
Well, we're glad you're in here this morning.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to be able to talk to you when you're in person than over the phone. That way, when Hudson and I say stupid things, you can see in our faces that we're actually joking. We're joking.
Or that we feel bad. Or both. But the reason that for everyone that we wanted to have Sheena on is because the Golden Bachelor premieres tonight, right? The Golden Bachelor is the new version of The Bachelor where it's like everybody's over 60. The Bachelor himself, Gary is his name. He's like 6, I mean, he might be 70. I don't know exactly. But we thought it would be an interesting thing to look at of how dating is different for people who are older. So first of all, and for people who are dating on The Bachelor, my first question for you is, if you had a client, somebody you were coaching, and they're like, I'm going on The Bachelor to try to find love, what the heck would you tell them?
So first of all, that would be super exciting to get to be a coach for a contestant on The Bachelor. I think that would be full of drama and fun and things that I've never gotten to coach before. But if I were to coach one of those lucky ladies on The Golden Bachelor, I think the first piece of advice that I would give to her is to remember that you're on a reality TV show. So there's an element of drama and competition. So it'd be really easy to kind of get lost in that and to forget why she's there and to help her refocus on, you're here to find love. You're here to, get to know this guy. So really focus on finding that spark and developing it, and don't let the competition pressure you or make you impatient, and allow that to happen kind of naturally.
How about some advice? Talking about The Golden Bachelor, there's so many people that are used to like dating in their 20s. That's kind of like the normal thing, at least for me. And so I think like there's so much advice out there for that rather than like advice to someone who's older, like in their 60s or 70s. So what would the difference be in advice from a 20-year-old versus like a 60-year-old if they're trying to like put themselves out there and go on dates and things like that?
Yeah, so this is a great question, and I think my answer might actually surprise you. I would say that the advice that I give to my 70-year-old clients and my 20-year-old clients actually doesn't differ that much, because the thing is, the fundamentals of relationships and dating don't change just because you're getting older. So a good example of this is, being your most authentic and genuine self is the golden rule, whether you're the Golden Bachelor or you're having your very first relationship.
Nice.
So I think that, the relationship advice wouldn't change that much. But the one piece of advice that I would give to somebody that is older is to not be afraid to try new things. So just because you're getting older doesn't mean that you can't keep having fun. You can't experience excitement, adventure, and brand new experiences. So the advice that I've given to my older clients is to go date people, meet new people, try new things. You deserve that, regardless of what anyone thinks.
Okay. And then the last question then is, there's probably people listening right now who are thinking, the idea of my parents or grandparents getting out there and dating sounds horrible. I don't know if it's exactly your area of coverage, but what would you say to people who are seeing grandparents and parents dating and being like, what like just uncomfortable
Grammy,
with it?
no.
Yeah, come on. Like, how would you respond to that?
So this is actually quite common. I've heard this a lot, where it really makes people feel uncomfortable and weird to see their parents and grandparents dating, right? Because we don't see our parents and grandparents in this light. So when that, becomes a thing, it really shocks us. I think that the biggest piece of advice is to be reflective. So really asking yourself, like, where is this discomfort coming from? Is this, just because I'm shocked to see this? Or, is this a situation like Gary from the show where he's a widower? It might be hard to watch your parent or grandparent move on if you haven't even moved on and dealt with that grief. Or if your parents or grandparents have split up, that would be a hard thing to see too, because you have a relationship with both of those people, and to see them move on could feel like you have loyalty somewhere and not with the other person. So really figuring out where that's coming from is super helpful. And I think, having some empathy. So remembering this is a person, they're your loved one, but we all love and companionship and intimacy. So your parents and grandparents, regardless of how old they get, that's not going to change. It's not going to change for us either as we get older. So having some empathy for, and putting yourself in their position of what that would feel like. And just kind of allowing yourself to know, like, this is normal. Most people feel this way. It's really weird to see, and being able to acknowledge that it's normal to feel this way really helps. And last thing is just allow yourself to adjust to that.
I like that. Hopefully that helps someone. And now I feel like I'm going to watch The Golden Bachelor in a whole new light.
I can't imagine, let alone thinking about my grandparents dating, right? I can't imagine thinking about one of my grandparents going on The Golden Bachelor and having to go on the show and be like, yeah, so that is my grandmother, Lisa. She is on the show. Everyone saw her dating. That would be so terrible. I can't imagine. Let alone thinking about the day-to-day.
I think you need a really good therapist for that.
Oh yeah, if they were going on The Golden Bachelor, there's no way you can tune in. You can't tell anyone that that's your grandmother or grandfather, because no matter what, in your day-to-day life, they embarrass you enough. If they go on The Golden Bachelor, you will never recover from that.
Well, Sheena, thanks for the help. Thanks for coming in and being with us today. And if you want to find out more about Sheena, you can go to wellness360coach.com/Sheena Hansel. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sheena.
KB, it's The Riot.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
It's now official. It's illegal, or I guess not illegal. It's against Disney Plus policy to share your password outside of your household in Canada.
Losers.
The crackdown has begun. It's only a matter of time till it makes its way stateside as well. But Disney Plus has officially changed their policies in Canada, where they're tired of all the password sharing going on, and they're taking some steps to prevent it, to stop you from doing it in Canada, which Netflix has done here in the U.S. Have you actually lost access to any Netflix account because of the password sharing yet?
No, I still have the one from the guy who bought my TV before.
You don't even know him.
I bought a TV on Facebook Marketplace. It was still logged into Netflix, and it hasn't even kicked me off that. I still watch Netflix on whoever dad's profile is.
Yeah, that's
So that's how you know that they're really not cracking down.
They're not. They say
if
they are.
I'm still on there, everyone should be.
How do you think? I mean, how can they be so inept at doing that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I assumed I'd be the first one to go.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought for you. And I thought for me as well, me and my family, the owner of the one who pays for the Netflix account, my brother, we live in different states. And it's never once told me, and we watch Netflix all the time, me and my wife.
I've never even had a hard time logging in.
Yeah.
I'm auto in every time. I click on the app, it pops up. I get dad, boom, I'm in.
I put Netflix on new devices, actually. I just got a new phone, and I forgot about that. I just logged into it the other day. It's a new device. I don't understand. So here's hoping that Disney is not, is just as inept as Netflix is and actually cracking down on this. Hopefully it doesn't work. You ever think about this too? Isn't it crazy? Like if you pay for Disney Plus, right? Or Netflix or any of these things, if you're the one paying for it, who are they to tell you to not? It's your account. Why can't you do what you want?
Because realistically, I'm pretty sure, right? Only so many people can watch it at a time.
Yes. Like I have run into with Netflix.
And so who cares who's watching it? Right?
Yeah.
Like my family has Disney Plus, and so they aren't kicking me off.
Yeah.
Disney's not getting rid of me on this one. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on this one. This is legit. And so, but only like me and two of my brothers probably can watch it at the same time. And then if mom and dad want to tune in, they can't.
Yeah.
So who's to say that if cousin Eddie wants to be able to watch, then guess what? One brother's not going to be able to watch at that time. But at the same time, it never really overlaps like that. So that's probably why Disney Plus is upset.
Yeah.
Because you really can. I mean, I'm on that. This is also wild. I'm on that guy's Netflix account. Thank you, whoever it is. And I've never been kicked off for too many users on.
Wow.
Never once. So I'm also thinking they must have some expensive bundle.
They maybe they just never use it.
There's like 6 profiles on there.
Yeah.
And so I assume there's like a couple kids. It's a whole family.
Yeah.
And we're just a part of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I know they want every individual to pay for an account, but at the same time, if you're paying for it, what business is it of theirs who you let log in?
But they just want everybody to pay for it.
They want everybody to pay for it, but I also don't know that there's any simple way. The more and more now that Netflix has tried and it doesn't seem like they've succeeded very much.
Has anybody been kicked off? Have you been kicked off? Let me know, because clearly you did something wrong.
Yeah. 8772.
I don't know how you got kicked off.
RadioU, if you've actually experienced Netflix kicking you off for password sharing.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. RadioU.
Well, Isaiah. Finally, actually coming into work, I found a positive. It's paying off. Us coming into work every day, it's keeping us in better shape.
No wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been thinking.
People have been wondering how we get these bodies. It's by coming into work every day, not working from home. A new study from MyFitnessPal. That's a fitness app I've seen before. They found that people who work from home on average consume 800 more calories per day than those who go into the office and get 3,500 fewer steps per day than those who go into the office.
Well, that adds up.
You're eating more. You're getting less exercise if you work from home instead of going into the office.
Do we need to even explain why that is? I mean, I think everybody knows. You're 5 feet from your fridge.
Yeah.
You're at your house. You can snack whenever you want.
You're probably alone, so there's no judgment. If the coworkers saw you constantly raiding the fridge at work, even if there is stuff in there, they might start to judge.
You're sitting on the couch, laying in the bed, sitting in your chair. You don't have to maneuver from the house.
Uh-huh.
I walk around the station here just for fun. I walk the stairs just to kill time.
I literally walk on my lunch break here. You think I'd do that if I was working from home?
No, you'd be laying in your bed.
Yeah. I'd watch Netflix or something.
See, but this isn't, we aren't indicting you, work from home.
No, not necessarily.
What we're doing is educating you. Now you can make an effort to get your steps in while at home.
Yeah.
And snack a little bit less.
There's no reason you can't have the best of both worlds. You can work from home and still be in shape, but you just got to put in the extra effort. You got to be more thoughtful about it.
See, because what you can do, you have a cheat code to it, work from homers, because during your lunch break, that's when you should go to the gym. You can eat the whole day from at work because you're at home. Like while you're working, you can have a full course meal the whole time, and then when your quote unquote lunch break rolls around, that's your chance to go to the gym at noon when nobody else is there because you're on your lunch break or whatever it is. You already ate your lunch. And then you're able to just get in the routine of that, because if you work in office all day and you work that typical 8 to 5, it's a lot harder to convince yourself to go to the gym after that long day at 5 o'clock when it's the most busy time. So really, work from home ease, you guys should be going to the gym at noon.
Or I was thinking, why even go to the gym? You get like a treadmill, you have a walking desk. Like that's way less weird at home than it would be at work.
Yeah, work that's just not permitted.
Yeah. Or just inconvenient. But at home, if you've already got some kind of equipment anyways, you could easily work and work out at the same time.
See, I'm not as big of a treadmill-y.
Yeah. But just something, you know?
Because I feel like people, you get it and you're like, I'm really going to use it. And then you spend like $1,000 on it. And then you're like, am I going to use it?
If you're working from home, you should. You
should.
got no excuse.
No excuse.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think hopefully this is inspiring to people. It's not condemning. It's inspiring. Get out.
Or you can just relax.
I mean,
we're not against that either.
Yeah.
Or just hang out.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
If you go into the office, imagine how much fatter you'd be if you work from home.
There you go. That's the real.
Tell yourself that every day when you're like, oh, I can't believe I have to go to work.
At least you're getting your steps in, whether you like it or not.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Take a moment, close your eyes, unless you're driving. Picture the world's most expensive underwear. Wrong. They're more uncomfortable than that. They've just been released by an Italian fashion brand called Miu Miu.
Sounds lame.
Not sure if I pronounced that right.
Already don't like the name.
It's Miu Miu. And these underwear will cost you $5,600 for one pair. $5,600 for one pair of underwear.
I'll tell you one thing. There is only one thing that these underwear need to be able to do if they're the most expensive underwear in the world.
Okay.
And I have a feeling they're not going to be able to do it.
Well, what is it?
I need to be able to pee myself in them and have not a soul know and get rid of all the liquid.
They make those.
Do they?
It's called Depends.
Depends?
Yeah. They show me commercials for it from time to time.
Are they for old people?
The people in the commercials aren't old. There's actually ladies going out having a good time for some reason.
No, it's not.
It is. I keep seeing this commercial.
Stop it. Depends underwear.
You've never heard of Depends?
I've never heard of Depends.
Yeah. There's a joke about them. What's the joke about Depends?
See, this isn't this maximum absorbency.
You've never seen the commercials for
this
these?
isn't as cool as I imagined it.
Yeah, that's adult diapers.
I was thinking there'd be like a tube.
Well, that's a catheter.
To an escape pod.
Nobody wants that.
What makes these so great?
What makes these so great is that these are covered in jewels, like sequins. They're all glittery. I don't know.
Sequins underwear.
I'm trying to see what they're actually made out of.
They look a bit bulky to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
The underwear lines in these would be aggressive.
These would be very uncomfortable. And why would you pay so much for such a a wild pair of underwear that most people would never see. They're going to be concealed under whatever pants you're wearing.
Yeah, that is kind of the issue with buying expensive underwear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no matter how many times you say it, no one's going to believe these are $5,600.
You don't think so?
If you told me today I'm wearing the most expensive underwear in the world.
First of all, you'd say, prove it.
And then they'd show me these lame things. They'd be, that's the Miu Miu. And I'd be like, I don't believe it.
You'd say, I'd never heard of that. Sounds made up. It's real. The pictures, there's no world where these would be comfortable. Even if you weren't wearing pants, if these were your pants, these were your shorts, they'd be uncomfortable. They don't look quite good enough to justify the price tag. If I was talking about what would be the most expensive pair of underwear, what would make it worthwhile to me, it would have to be, I'd never have to wash them again.
That's a good factor.
And comfortable, like just comfortable. The most comfortable pair of underwear.
No bunching, non-bunching underwear.
And these don't meet either of those, I think.
If they don't look comfortable,
no.
You definitely have to wash them. And I feel like one wash is going to do those jewels that it's going to be done.
Yeah, they got to be dry clean only, I would imagine. So, but it exists at 56. If there's your trivia for the day, if you were wondering the most expensive pair of underwear in the world, $5,600.
Dang, I don't think they even have them for men.
Well,
I'm seeing you can buy them online.
Yeah, no, they're for sale.
It says women's.
Well, I think that's really up to the wearer, isn't it?
I guess it is, yeah. I mean, they don't look like something that I would be able to try on. But at the same time, maybe for somebody.
I think they'd be uncomfortable no matter what you're getting.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Because we've got a question on our hands. People can text in your thoughts on this one. 8772 Radio U. What is something about you now that you never would have thought would be a part of yourself when you were growing up? What is it about you now you never thought you'd be, but you are?
You want me to give my answer off rip here?
Maybe it will inspire some thoughts, unless you don't have one off the top of your dome, because I do.
You want to go first? I mean, I have one, but you can go first. You sound excited.
I can go first. The first thing that immediately jumps to mind for me is when I was like a teenager, if you told me that I'm going to be super into the Oscars, that I'm going to care about like prestige movies when I grow up, I would have never believed that.
It's hard for me to even believe that you're into that.
Didn't care about award shows. Thought that like the fancy, like the movies that got awarded the Oscars were just fancy dancy, like stuff that nobody actually cares about.
Mm-hmm.
And now I care about it deeply. One of my top interests.
Which is a wild interest, but to each their own.
Yeah. That's my first thought. 8772 Radio U. Something about yourself that if you told your younger self, they wouldn't believe.
One of the ones for me, I never thought I'd be the type of guy to go to Kroger like every day after work. Every day. Just about every day.
That's something you thought about when you were a kid? You're like,
no, but I just never really thought that I would ever do that.
Oh, okay.
Like my mom would go to Kroger like all the time.
Yeah.
And she'd be there like every day. I didn't really get it, but now I spend like an hour in there. I'm kind of a shopper. I'm a Kroger shopper.
Yeah.
I'm a grocery store hopper.
I guess I get that.
I spend so much time in there, it's unreal.
For many
I go in there for like 5 things and I'll spend an hour in there.
For many kids, you think you see your mom going to the grocery store. She's like, why does she spend so much time there? Why does she seem to like it? 1, probably her getting away from you. 2, it's fun to shop.
You never know what you'll find.
Yeah.
I love it.
When you actually have money, it's fun to shop. 8772 Radio U. Something about yourself that if you told your younger self, they would not believe. We'll see what everyone's saying. Coming up next.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
The question is, what is something that about you now that if you told your younger self, they would not believe, might not even accept? Isaiah and I have already said a couple. Mine was that I care about the Oscars and like those kinds of movies. Younger me would not believe that. Might make fun of me for it. Isaiah, what was yours again?
The amount of time that I spend in the grocery store shocks me. Even now, I'm shocked by it every time.
Yeah.
On a weekly setting, I mean, it's multiple hours a week that I'm in there. Probably 4.
That is surprising. I'm even surprised by that. Brian texted in. He says, I would have never thought that I would collect toys. He says he has over 100 Funko Pops. That's a lot.
That's a lot of Funko Pops, Brian.
That's surprising. That feels like something that as a child you might be more. You'd be like, when I grow up and I have all the money, I'm going to get
as many Funko Pops as I want.
And nobody can tell me nothing.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, younger him was different. Dee says she never thought she would enjoy living in a small town.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
people like that.
Good one. This is crazy.
It's usually the other way. People usually go from like country living, and then they're shocked at being a city slicker.
Yeah. Yeah, I think younger me would be a little surprised how much I am way more in favor of living in the city than a small rural area. Caitlin says younger me would have never thought that I'd be going to church and like a Christian.
That's a good one.
God, that is good. And that one also, I feel like could go both ways. So I'm glad for you it went in that direction because that's good. Bailey, I feel like a lot of people saying this, that Bailey has kids, saying that you like just never thought you'd love your kids so much. I thought of this one. Younger me would have never believed that I'd be the type of person that goes to bed before 10 o'clock if I can.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And that's not, I would do that even if I didn't have to wake up at 4. I still, many nights, would probably still go to bed before 10 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy for that. I can't do that. On the weekends, I cannot go to bed before 11.
Yeah, I like on the weekends, but now that's because that's when I don't have to wake up early.
True. Yep.
And then I wake up early on the weekends too. Like not early, but earlier than I would when I was a teenager, when I would have never believed. That might actually be more. Younger me would never believe that I wake up before 10 o'clock on a weekend.
That's a good one.
By my own choice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Owen said, I never thought I'd eat anything other than ice cream for every meal. I guess like going from being picky to not being so picky. Foods that you never thought you'd try.
Yeah, we've covered that before. All the sour cream that I eat now and cream cheese, mayonnaise, eggs cooked in a different way than being scrambled that I never thought I would eat when I was younger.
Yeah, there's so many things that as you get older, things just change.
Yeah, you just don't realize. You don't realize when you're...
I can't wait till I'm like 40. And then like 25-year-old Isaiah won't even believe what I'll be doing then.
Yeah, that's right. What are 10 years from now? What are the things we're going to be doing that? Because it's probably. Do you think that still continues even after you grow up?
Yes.
I
will
don't
be
know.
in disbelief. If I saw a photo of myself at 40 years old, I'll be like shocked that I'm fat and bald.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.